I was really looking forward to this, and I think the film's a complete mixed bag. So let's just talk about it. The Invisible Man, written and directed by Leigh Whannell, who previously did Insidious Chapter 3 and Upgrade. Big fan of his. I like Chapter 3. It's a fine movie, and I think Upgrade's pretty damn good. So I was looking forward to this, and I gotta say, I didn't love it. I think I liked it, but I might not have liked it. I'm not sure. The Invisible Man is my favorite of the Universal monsters. I love the classic movie. I watch it all the time. So I was looking forward to this. New modern day take on a horror classic. I'm all for it. Everything that made the original unique and clever and creepy, they kind of stripped away. For those who don't know, the original is about pretty much a scientist who concocts this chemical formula that turns him invisible. And because no one can see him, and because of this formula, he slowly starts to go mad over time, to the point where he starts murdering people. Well, in this one, Elizabeth Moss plays Cecile, who is in an abusive relationship with a guy named Adrian, who is a leader in the scientific field of cameras and optics. And one day, she's like, I've had enough of this abusiveness, and she leaves him. And 2 weeks go by, and Adrian commits suicide. And she thinks she's finally free from him, but things start to happen, and she believes that Adrian has found a way to turn himself invisible, and is now torturing her, stalking her, messing with her, trying to ruin her life, and it goes from there. The trailers show pretty much the film beat for beat, which is a shame. So I just don't watch the trailers. Start with the good. Moss is fantastic. I think she's always great. She gives a stellar performance. Just her performance alone just gives you anxiety. It makes you feel uneasy because she really sells the abuse, the torture, the torment all on her face, all in her eyes. You can just feel it. The camera work is impeccable. Same for Upgrade. Leigh is great behind the camera. He has a great eye. He can direct the crap out of a scene. The camera work is insanely good. I was impressed the whole film. There's a scene about halfway through that kind of made me gasp and made me jaw drop. And I'm like, okay, maybe this movie is for real. For the first hour, there's a good sense of dread. And I say for the first hour because the first hour is a very slow burn, like, psychological thriller. And the second half is a complete tonal change. And I personally don't think it works. I think the second half is the weaker aspect of the film. But the negatives, I don't like that they turned a mad scientist story into an abuse, like, survivor story. And which survivor stories are welcome because human beings need that to relate to and, gain some hope from it. But what I liked about the original was this isn't just some psychopath to be a psychopath. He was trying to, do better, create something that would help, and it backfired. Which is similar to Hollow Man, which that movie's not great by any means. It's not flawless. It's not a masterpiece, but at least it stuck to those themes of, let's try to do something good. But in this, the Invisible Man, the title character, isn't a character at all. He's just there. Like, he doesn't have an arc, he doesn't have a story, he doesn't have any character traits. He's just a piece of garbage human being to be a piece of garbage human being. And that kind of sucks, Like, you took this... Like, all the Universal monsters have characters. Dracula's a character, Invisible Man, Wolfman is a character. He has an arc. He develops throughout the story. Frankenstein. They all have personas. They all have characterizations. This take on the Invisible Man doesn't. And he should have been the lead character. He should have been the focal point. Which I think all Universal monster movies should be. But that's just me. Like, yeah, I said earlier, the second half is just a complete tonal shift that didn't work for me. I don't like the tonal shift. There's a lot of not plot holes, because they're not like gaping holes in the plot, but it's like a lot of things that you have to shut your brain off to believe. And that's one of the hardest aspects, is when you want to base something in reality so much that it kind of hurts your movie. Because, like, in the modern day, like, hello, we all got, cameras right here, cell phone camera. There's security cameras in every building now, outside of every house. Like, things are going to get seen, and the film touches upon it once, and it never brings up cameras again. And it's kind of like, especially when she's in locations that would 100% have cameras, and it's like, what? And I personally don't care for the ending. I think it's very predictable. I think a lot of the film was predictable, outside of that one scene that made me like gasp and go, okay, that was wicked, cool stuff. But yeah, Invisible Man, kind of a letdown. I was expecting it to be not, I don't want to say better, because I don't think it's a bad film, because it's not a bad movie. It's good in its own aspects, but for me personally, as a big fan of the classical film, it's just not for me. I don't like this new take. I wish the Invisible Man was a character. I wish he did more. I wish just there was better ways to handle this story than how they did it, in my opinion. But yeah, Moss is fantastic, and the camera work is impeccable. I'll probably rewatch it just to study the camera work, to be honest. And I always watch a film twice to get my actual feelings on it, because the people in the theater could have also ruined it for me, because there was a lot of like nonstop laughing at scenes that weren't meant to be funny, and it kind of like cut the tension for me. And I'm like, Invisible Man, is it worth your time? I really don't know. But like I always say, judge it for yourself and watch it. Hope you like it. Hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed some of it, and that's okay. Not all films can be total wins, and I can't love every movie. And that's okay. And if you love the movie, that's also okay. That's the good thing about opinions. Everyone has one. If you sat through me rambling about my love for the classic film, God bless you. Godspeed. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe.